regulation of artificial intelligence. Your own thoughts, what you're picking up over here, how the government is seeing this big challenge of, because we've seen with the digital, the previous bill, took so much time by the time it finally came out of the legislative process that a lot of tech had changed. How do you, Minister, look at the aspect of how the government feels artificial intelligence should be regulated?
I've met industry leaders from tech world as well as the communication ministers from two countries. Absolutely everybody is concerned about the impact it has on democracy, on the purity of democratic processes, on the integrity of a society's election system. And everywhere the common theme is that the platforms must take responsibility for what they are publishing. I think our elections are around the corner. Currently we'll be working within the framework of the existing regulation, but we certainly need a new law which is giving a significant amount of responsibility onto the platforms, either by using technology or by having processes through which things like deepfakes can be prevented.
No, so let's do it one at a time, because I spoke to a lot of these top global companies in the tech space, and they're saying, "Nahi, ye theek nahi hai." This is just like, they don't say this on camera, of course, but they're basically conveying the sense that this is the government trying to put the onus on them for things which are beyond their control. You're saying the tech company must take responsibility. Now, if a Gen AI tool, for example, is used to produce something which causes some kind of trouble, that particular tech platform says, how are we to blame for this? How are we to stop this?
So let's go back in time, right? This concept of safe harbor, from where did it come? It came when the internet was evolving. That was the time when internet was being used by a very small percentage of people, very small group of people, right? I'm talking about 90s. Then came a time when internet became accessible to common citizens. It exploded exponentially. It grew exponentially. And today, so many manifestations of net are there. Social media platform is basically a manifestation of the internet. The safe harbor concept, that construct was applicable in 90s when the internet was a very small phenomenon. This is exactly the story of how the printing industry came up, how the newspaper industry came up. Exactly the same thing is happening today in the internet and in social media platforms. I also want to ask a question. Are the platforms purely platforms today? No, they are not. Pure platform would not have any moderation policy. Thousands and thousands of people are put to moderate. Many technologies are used to moderate, right? So in any case, platforms are doing an editorial work today under their policies. Why not they take full responsibility for the content? You take the responsibility for whatever you publish on India Today, right? You're responsible for it. Whatever you publish, you check, you do whatever needs to be done to make sure that the facts which go are tested by the editor. Correct? That exact same thing has to happen on platforms.
Now, Prime Minister Modi has spoken twice, Minister Vaishnav, about deepfakes and the potential consequences for the Indian electoral process. How are you hoping, because you've been speaking to a lot of tech companies here, what are you telling them, what are they telling you? Because this is very time sensitive. We are hitting the election season soon. Or if you are the BJP, you are already in the election season.
We have asked them for two things. First, there are so many technologies which are available, which can be used to detect deepfakes, which can be used to figure out when things are going wrong.
But not really. Kaun si technologies?
No, there are many.
But they're not foolproof, those
absolutely. See, we had a conference of some of the best IIT brains in Delhi and the tech platform technical guys. When that conference straight away brought out the point that it's so very possible to find out which are the deepfakes. That is one part of it. Second, can you do identity check when somebody is uploading something? Because there has to be a responsibility even on the person who is uploading something. It cannot be that you go to a square and shout anything that you would like to do. It's a civilized world, right? So these are the two things.
So are the tech companies willing to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. They are quite willing
that's
to do.
That's your big idea.
Our sense is that they have to move much more faster than what they are doing. They have to put many more resources than what they are doing right now.
A couple of points.